We live in this world where, one tap can send a message flying across the globe in just a few seconds. But what happens when that message is a lie? A rumor? Let's break down the serious legal trouble you could get into for spreading false information. So here's the big question, right? You see some shocking message, you hit forward, maybe you don't think twice about it, and you just move on with your day. But could that one simple act actually land you in some serious legal hot water? Could you really face jail time for it? Well, the answer, and this might surprise you, is a definite yes. It might seem like a small thing, but under Indian law, spreading false information is taken very seriously. And there are specific laws that could lead to you being put behind bars. Okay, so what are these laws exactly? I mean, it's not like there's just one single rule against forwarding a message. We're going to dig into the Indian Penal Code and see how it tackles this problem, piece by piece. And what's really fascinating here is how the law thinks about this. It's not just some blanket don't post fake news rule. Nope. Instead, it gets really specific and targets the type of damage a rumor can cause, whether it's hurting the public, destroying someone's reputation, or even threatening the government itself. All right, so let's kick things off with the really big stuff. Rumors that can actually threaten public order and safety. This is where the law gets especially strict because, the potential for chaos is just so high. The one you really need to know here is Section 505 of the Indian Penal Code. It deals with something called public mischief. This is all about making, publishing, or circulating a rumor with the intent to cause harm to the public. And don't get it twisted, circulating absolutely includes just hitting forward on a message. So what kind of harm are we actually talking about here? It's not just anything. The law gets really specific. We're talking about rumors that could make soldiers disobey orders or create such widespread panic that it leads to public disorder. Or, and this is a huge one, rumors that are meant to turn one community against another. And yeah, the consequences are, well, they're serious. This isn't just a slap on the wrist. If you're found guilty under Section 505, you could be looking at up to 3 years in prison. That's a big deal, and it shows you just how dangerous the law considers this kind of thing to be. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds a lot like hate speech laws. And you're not wrong. It's super close to another law, Section 153A. But there's a tiny, crucial difference. Section 505 is about a rumor that's just likely to cause trouble between groups. Section 153A is more direct. It's about actively promoting that hatred. But as you can see, the law views both as equally serious. Same potential punishment, up to 3 years. All right, so that's the big picture stuff, rumors that can hurt society. But what happens when a lie is much more personal, when it's just about one person and it's designed to completely destroy their reputation? And that brings us right into our second part, the laws that protect a person's reputation. We're talking about defamation. So, Section 499 of the Indian Penal Code. That's the one that lays it all out. And look at the keywords right there, intending to harm. It's all about your intent. If you say something or write something or share something about a person and your goal is to hurt their reputation, that's when you're wading into the legal waters of defamation. And get this, it's not just about what you say out loud. It's about written words. Think about it. That's every text, every social media post, even a picture can count. If it's not true and it damages someone's good name, it could be defamation. So what's the penalty for this? Well, under Section 500, it can be up to 2 years of civil imprisonment or a fine or sometimes both. So maybe not as long as for public mischief, but still a very, very real consequence for spreading personal lies. Okay, so we've covered harm to the public and harm to a person, but there's a third area, and this is where the stakes get even higher. What happens when you lie to the authorities or to the courts? Yeah, lying to officials is something the law takes extremely seriously, and the punishment really depends on who you're lying to and when. Just giving some false info to a public servant, that could be 2 years. Do it under oath, now we're talking 3 years. But lying in court, giving false evidence, that can get you up to 7 years. The whole system depends on people telling the truth, so the penalties for lying are severe. Okay, that was a lot of sections and numbers. So after all that, what's the bottom line here? Let's just boil it all down. This chart really lays it out perfectly. Look, for causing public panic or spreading heat, Sections 505 and 153A, you're looking at up to 3 years. For ruining someone's reputation, that's defamation under Section 499, and that's up to 2. The message is pretty clear, right? Whether you're targeting the public or just one person, the law has some serious punishments waiting. And all of this, it all comes down to one really big, fundamental question for our time, doesn't it? We all value free speech, the ability to share our thoughts. But these laws remind us that this freedom comes with a huge responsibility, a duty to not cause harm. And in this world of one-click shares and forwards, figuring out exactly where that line is, well, that's more important than ever.